positive, surprising new beginnings and developments in career. You got the job, you got the promotion, you got the raise, you got the whatever, the thing you want in your career. Looks like you're getting something that you want.
Lunatic astrology.
Virgo, if there's something about April that felt like someone stuck you in the dungeon and life felt really difficult and you were eating and feeding yourself to find comfort and maybe even drinking too much or something, don't worry, because guess what? You're getting out of that dungeon and that timeout energetic corner that you were in April. And in the month of May, you're moving into what feels like a worldly success story. A lot of stuff about your world is going to feel better. You're going to feel like your career is taking off, maybe even raises, promotions, or a better job. And when it comes to your love life, there may even be a new glow up, a new level of commitment or closeness, or even announcements that you might want to make about your romantic life as well. It's just a better vibe. And also the whole month of May, Virgo, is better than not for the world. The first 3 weeks can bring lots of goodness to the world and to each of our lives. But I got to tell you, the last week of May, crunchy as all hell, not just for you, but also the world. So we'll be talking about how to navigate through the crunchy last week of the month to use it to your advantage and not get pulled under by some of the intensity there. So we're going to go through the video for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And we're going to do that week by week. Welcome if you are new. My name is Lori Lothian, and this is the Western Tropical Zodiac. We're using the whole sign house system, of course, the traditional ancient system. The only way you can listen to any YouTube videos is to acquire intimacy with that house system, how to do your chart and whole sign houses, free video tutorial, cast your chart and whole sign houses, the game-changing house system of the ancient world. Now, one thing I want you to know is that your sun, moon, and rising can all be applied here. Sun is your career purpose and essential core self. It's your game player, the simulation avatar in the game itself. The character you're playing is the ascendant. Ascendants are very circumstantially sensitive. The moon is how you think and feel about your life. Your moon sign is also your home, your nest, and your domestic private life. Try listening for all three. I suggest your sun sign becomes better after 44, 45. You become more intimate with your solar energy. So I'll listen to all of them and see what happens for you. Now, hi, guess what? I'm so excited. I remind myself of how much I love to teach every time I do. I am a teacher by nature and heart, Jupiter in my second house, and I in Pisces, and on a star of esoteric knowledge and wisdom, Fomalhaut. And I am so excited to be teaching my Divine Timing Masterclass. If you want to join me, this 5-week course is either taken modular, 1 week at a time. Choose what courses you wish to study. Precision, ancient, divine timing tools will be taught by me. Some of them are really cool and not that commonly used. And we begin on the first Saturday of May and run for 5 Saturdays in a row with 2 weekly Q&A calls for your questions. And I can guide you through the process, do some demo charts of students. If that interests you, come aboard. This class will not be taught maybe again for another year, probably won't. Last time I taught it was 2022. I'd love to see you in class. And if you get this video at any point in May, if there's still some weekend classes left, check it below. You can sign up for those classes. Intermediate and advanced beginner only. But I love teaching and I love being with students. So we'll have a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to roll the wheel. And we're going to go week by week. We have 3 moons in this month. That's very unusual. We have 3 lunations, not 2. So that's going to be interesting. And we also can say that the sky wants to roll and flow in good ways. That's another positive thing. And Mercury, who you are you're ruled by Mercury. You're a Virgo, like a Gemini. He's your guy. And he's doing some very positive things in the sky this month. And you're going to like that stuff. You're going to like what he's up to. You're going to go, thanks, Mercury. You're my guy. Thanks for helping me. If you like all signs content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my videos. I really do a lot of videos for each sign every month. So keep that in mind. It's not just world astrology. It's also all about you. Now, here we have it. This is a Virgo symbol, right? There, that's the ascendant. It could easily be your sun is in the first house or your moon in Virgo. That's how we derive it. Let's get started on the big story of May the 1st. Let's move ahead by a day and talk about the moon. So the moon will be full. It's going to be in Scorpio. It's going to be bright, and it's taking cue from the new moon. It's fulfilling something that started in your life in November of 2025. Technically, it was a new moon on November 19th of 2025. So if you want to go back to the idea that you have, sorry, my cursor's in the wrong place. You have a full moon in a place where we had a new moon 6 months earlier. You might have wanted to start something new when it comes to marketing, selling, teaching, learning, and writing. also in sibling relationships and local neighborhood. So if you go back to last November, and to now, have you fulfilled a geographical relocation to a new city neighborhood? Have you started learning something that's a skill, using your arms and hands, but maybe, just a talent or skill you want to really learn more about? You might have started taking courses, especially anything that would use your hands. That's the skill space: pottery, sewing, writing, communicating. You have to type, right? So there's a feeling there that you may have incited a new beginning, and now you're fulfilling it as the 6 months unfold. The new moon happens on May the 1st. You will feel it really acutely active in the first 2 weeks after. Pay attention to those first 2 weeks. However, the fulfillment of the moon can also roll out over the course of an entire 6 months. And this is a very powerful moon because it gets love from Jupiter and it gets love from the North Node, and it forms a loose water trine. So it's going to bring flow, ease, and grace, greater satisfaction in your friendship circles, and even some luck and positive directions in your career. If your career involves marketing, selling, writing, communicating, social media, it's a glow up moon for that as well. And it can bring you increase of customers and clients. So your life gets more, and audience members, your life gets more successful off the Scorpio full moon in very fated and destined ways. I can't wait to do a video all about this moon because it's got such rare elements to it, thanks to Jupiter and the North Node. You have to go back to 1803 to see this again, or back when it happened last. Let's get going. Talk about May the 1st to the 3rd, Venus sextile Saturn. If I talk too fast, just slow me down on the playback speed on YouTube on the gearbox icon. I'm trying to get in 30 minutes everything you need. And I'm not keeping to the 30 minutes, unfortunately. May the 1st to the 3rd, Venus will sextile Saturn. Something about love and money is going to go very well for you, and you might come into money as well. It could be a divorce settlement chunk. It could be money from an inheritance, and all of that. It could be money from a tax rebate, royalty income, severance package, or sign-on bonus, or money from royalties or Google AdSense. And those kinds of monies are 8th house. You don't earn them, and they're shared with others, shared resources. Money from your in-laws as well. Now, Venus has moved into your 10th house. Pay attention to that, because you're going to like your career, or you're going to enjoy your work, or you're going to be rewarded well for the work you do. And if you're retired, you're enjoying your public reputation. It's going to get a glow up there. And Venus will be up here from the weeks of April the 24th to the May 18th timeframe. So you've got a Venus glow up April 24th to May 18th that allows for some success in your career. Yet when we first step into May, the 1st to the 3rd, she hits up Saturn, and we become, well, you'll feel it a little bit before too, just before the month starts, the last couple of days of April, the first 2 to 3 days of May. And I guess I'd tell you something like, you could come into money from an elder, somebody older, Saturn in the 8th house, or like an wise old woman or man. And with Jupiter in the house of windfalls, ruling the house of your legacy, wealth, family of origin, it could come from a family member. It could also come through in-laws or a spouse's side of the family. But there's a nice financial glow coming through as well during this time. Now, on the 2nd to the 7th, Mars in his kingdom of Aries will square Jupiter. Mars is strong. He's strong like a strong warrior, April the 9th to May 18th up in Aries, right? So we're continuing this story. This is the dungeon that April besought you with. It'll be going away in May. You'll start to see this break up. So we'll get to that. I want to tell you that you're still feeling a little dungeony there in the first couple of weeks of May. But here, it's kind of like Saturn, is bearing down in a condition of fall. Mars is in his kingdom with Saturn behind him. You hit a wall, in April, and you're over the wall. And it could have been about quitting an addiction, for example, under this guy. But with Mars in his kingdom and Jupiter in his kingdom, these guys are both equally very strong. Jupiter's exalted here, and he's in his kingdom. So it's kind of like a turning point pivot regarding your career gains. And it particularly 11th house would be like influence and fame and more money and raises and promotions and Academy Awards moments. Jupiter is the success, the prosperity, the abundance, and the glow up, exalted. And you might be getting a raise or promotion, or you might be starting a new job. But whatever this is, it's also going to activate something to do with your finances in a very likely positive way. But Mars says take an action and make a decision ASAP. It requires you to take a leap and do it, right? Mars is the decider here. And because Mars is also, as he's making you choose or decide or get your act together, because he's also the exaltation lord of where the sun is sitting. Again, money from an elder father figure may arise in your life, maybe through family legacy, wealth, and inheritances as well, between May the 2nd and the 7th. It feels like a windfall, but comes with a hardship. All right, moving past that story to the next one, Mercury squares Pluto on the 4th and 5th. Uncovering something hidden through understanding, ideas, or news, something being unearthed or revealed. Mercury will be in the house of secrets and psychological stuff, including working with your addictions and self-undoing, 12th house, or family secrets and stuff like that. But because Mercury is talking with Pluto, cut, I can't fix that. Mercury crosses out of that secrets and families and stuff, let it go. And now he's in Taurus, and he'll be in the sign of the bull in your 9th house for a long while, May the 3rd to the 16th. This is where, just knowing he's here, he's going to try to flow to you to bring you lots of sense of meaning and purpose, but he's also Mr. Protector of travelers and a house of international. So you're also maybe taking time to plan or take or ticket up a trip overseas or to a far off land or short or foreign country. And if you're going to plan those or take those trips, which could happen, you're looking at the likelihood of it being May the 3rd to the 16th. In essence, however, the square to Pluto wants to dig up some dirt or unknown information. And the 6th house is very interesting because it can be a house that relates to matters of your workplace. And this can be like the human resources department, reading you the Riot Act. There's something going on with the workhouse. You could be uncovering some unknown details, Mercury, that you need to attend to. The 9th house can also be matters of academic environments or things to do with judges and courts, judges and courts, and determining outcomes. There's the judge, right? The sun in Taurus. But the judge is flowing to you and you should come out on top. And Pluto can be about lawsuits or money owed to you. And maybe there's just some news or information or discovery or disclosure around that situation. All right. We have a beautiful Earth trine forming as the moon will move on May the 6th and enter into the sign of Capricorn. Now, what I like about the Earth trine that's being created here, and it's actually Moon, Mercury, and South Node, and it affects you very personally. And the closer your sun, moon, and rising is to around 5 degrees of Virgo, the more intensely you feel it. Is it trying to do with your financial and material resource success in the real world? But it's also connected to the house of children and grandchildren, houses 5 and 9. So there is a possibility that this leads to something very significant, but likely positive happening with children and grandchildren in your life around May the 6th. Now, it is with Venus, the goddess of fertility, and Uranus co-joined together, possible that this guy could reflect an announcement that you weren't expecting, that one of your children is pregnant. There is that quality to this, right? Announcing a grandchild is coming or something like that. Otherwise, it's like, okay, your creative, artistic, entrepreneurial expression gets lit up with a kind of sense of deep meaning and purpose, and you're feeling really well rewarded by this energy. And you have a bit of good fortune going on as well, which could open up pennies from heaven. But unfortunately, some of those pennies from heaven still connect to the house of inheritance. So it's a mixed bag. That's Jupiter moon opposition and the 8th house. There may be an opportunity for leisure and romantic travel emerging May 6th, connected to distant lands and foreign places and people. On the 8th to the 14th of the month, we're going to see the sun and Jupiter come into a sextile, which is a golden opportunity vibration. And this is going to happen with Jupiter in the house of windfalls and pennies from heaven and great gains from your career exalted, flowing to the sun in the 9th house. Human resource departments give you, or headhunters give you the A-okay on a dream job or massive perk raise or promotion. Maybe you'll feel with this energy, which is very active, May 9th to the 13th. This is May 9th to the 13th. Maybe you're going to feel something very strongly activating around abundance and wealth from a father figure up here. And also the strong possibility that this can bring you into contact with very lucky opportunities for international travel, maybe connected to your career and its gains, or connected to groups of friends, or to a sibling one older. And this energy plays out all the way from May 9th to the 13th. Well, at the same time, this is happening right away on, this is the second week, right? We're on like the 7th to the 14th kind of vibe. Right away after that, Mercury sextiles Jupiter. Now, Mercury has got some information or news that he wants to talk about, and even contracts and agreements in a house of legalities. So, for example, should you come into some family money, now you're dealing with lawyers and contracts and signing, right? So there's something like that here. Or maybe this is buying the tickets or settling on the dates for when you want to travel. But because Jupiter is involved in exaltation, it brings golden lucky vibrations to you. And look at this moon here at the same time, creating a mini trine. It could also involve opportunities to set a wedding date with a long-term love partner. It could open up opportunities for long-distance travel with friends and or a long-term love partner. It doesn't speak to me of finding a new relationship, but it can bring joy and satisfaction and closeness in an existing relationship. And it could even involve you as a couple traveling together or planning that trip. You're feeling the second vibe with Mercury, May 11th to the 13th, 14th. And then we're going to move past that story and talk about Mercury and the Cazimi, or Mercury joining the Sun. When this occurs, Mercury and Sun, it's a very lucky day. It's a 6-week reset button. It's divine downloads. Come to my free Mercury in Cazimi webinar. I do 6 of these a year because we talk about how to harness this day in advance and use it. So you'll get lots of details about how to harness this based on your sign. So what I like about Mercury in the heart of the Sun in your 9th house is this is a very lucky house. And this is also very flowing energy called a earth trine to your Virgo nature. The closer your Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising, of course, is to 23 degrees of Virgo. Excuse me, I get the hiccups. The better you're going to feel about it. You all like it, though. All of you feel it. And it could be also some really positive news or information coming your way about court cases, about money from father figures, about travel plans internationally, about academic success in higher educational settings, about a spiritual philosophy shift of perspective that really opens up new understanding. The 9th house can be a dream house, as can the 12th. Pay attention very, very much to your dreams happening around the May 12th, 13th, and even 14th. You might have a breakthrough insight or dream. And because the Cazimi is also hooked up to Jupiter, it brings extreme luck to your sky, especially luck connected to matters of career gains, prosperity, windfalls, and those pennies from heaven, as well as the actualization of some longer dreams and goals connected to deeper purpose and meaning. Very nice sky. Now we're going to talk about the second half of the month. We're going to start with a moon called a new moon at 25 degrees of Taurus. Now, you like this moon. Why do you like this 16th of May moon at right here? It'll be actually, depends. Yeah, just trust me. It's actually on the 16th. You like it because it's flowing to you. You like it because it's after the Mercury Cazimi. You like it because it's opening up doors of opportunity and new beginnings. Some of you under this kind of a sky could translate this whole thing to a wonderful new career glow up because Mercury embedded in the moon rules your career and reputation. It's equally likely to be setting a wedding date, planning a marriage, announcing you're going to get married, and or having an amazing up level in your career financially. And this new moon could also open up really big doors of spiritual attainment or philosophy or spiritual community or a restructuring of your spiritual ideology and beliefs in a very positive way, where you begin to align with deeper purpose, meaning, and dharmic path in your life. It flows and glows you up beautifully. Ain't nothing about this new beginning you're not going to like. May 16th, add 2 weeks. Look for evidence of what I'm speaking about. And also good news and positive directions connected to you and a sibling 2 older than you can emerge from this lunation. And Jupiter is finessing the moon and giving it some love as well. All said and done, nothing I don't like about it. Jupiter also brings that luck factor to this moon in a lucky house. A lot of it seems to be a career glow up as well. I'll cover more on that moon on my channel, so like and subscribe and join me so you can go dive deeper into some of the minor asteroids involved and the fixed stars. We do have a fixed star up there. We're going to cover that. It's called Algol. We'll cover that. We'll cover that in my individual video for this moon on my channel. And then we talk about May the 16th to the 18th. Now, this is going to be fun. The cosmic lovers are doing a really cool sextile tango for the whole 14th to the 21st time frame. So watch what happens. When I talk about cosmic lovers, that's what Venus and Mars are sometimes about, the love and the god of love and war. So Mars, moving through his kingdom in late Aries, begins to hook up with Venus here. And what it will feel like most likely is sizzle. If you are single looking for a real sexual chemistry, we got fire and air, whirlwind love and romance, likely coming through your workhouse, likely your job, your career, your workspace, the way you make money, and intersecting someone with whom you have an amazing sexual chemistry. And it's ripe for flaring and even being a secret love affair that begins to build in a work setting for some Virgos who are looking for love. If you're already with somebody, it could be a lot of excitement and passion around the new level of financial accomplishment that's emerging and your career, rewards and gains taking up a new level of height in your life. And, maybe you're getting a sign-on bonus, a reward, a package, a commission, a performance review check. Maybe you're getting a tax refund of a century, but I love the Mars Venus sizzle here. And you might be making some decisions, but with ease around your career and finances that just feel easy and flowing and positive as well. Okay, so yay, you. But watch what happens next. Watch how Mars and Venus are going to cross over a threshold. But before we do, let's talk about this story. When Mercury and Uranus are together, there's surprising news, but Venus says positive. So does the moon. Positive, surprising new beginnings and developments in career. You got the job, you got the promotion, you got the raise, you got the whatever, the thing you want in your career. Looks like you're getting something that you want. And it looks like it's coming through. It might feel like exhilarating, surprising, and exciting energy. And you're going to feel that on May the 17th. And that's the star card, right? So that's a positive energy. Very, very good for you. If you're looking for work, start looking in May and you might get the reward May 17th. Now, as we watch Venus and Mars cross the sign boundaries together on the 19th of May, we move from this fire and air to water and earth. Venus enters into watery 11th house. Now, this is going to begin a period of time, May 19th to June 13th, where you're going to find your career path and the rewards of your career enjoyable, prosperous, and fun. You're going to like socializing with your colleagues. Maybe it's a new workspace or even with friends. It brings you into a love of socialization and time with people in your chosen tribe. May 19th to June 3rd, that's a vibe. But you'll notice that as Venus is crossed in here and she's joined with the moon right away on the 16th. So that's a real pleasure, love, feeling good, feeling nested in your reality, really connected to your friends and maybe your work situations. Watch the Mars story over here in Earth. Now he's a bulldozer. May 19th to June 28th, May 19th to June 28th, bulldozer. He's not good in this sign. He wants to be in Scorpio. He wants to be river rafting through the alligator swamps or something. And no, damn it, Janet, he's got a bulldozer going. He's got to push the earth forward. So the good news is he can do it. The bad news is he doesn't really like it. All right. So you're in a plotting fixed sign and Mars is liking speed and heat and fast. So yeah, partly what I'll say about this is that he wants you to make changes in your 9th house. In order to accomplish that, he's working with Venus. You'll feel this energy of, can I change the terms of something connected to my work? Can I work with an advisor, a colleague, not a colleague, but like a mentor, a guide, an advisor, a therapist, a coach, to move myself forward in my career success and enjoyment of my career in a steady, measured way. But you're going to feel the possibility of that being more true in the turning point of May the 18th, 19th. It's actually the 19th in most time zones. Okay. May 18th, 19th, Vancouver, Australia. I don't even know where that is, as he crosses into the ninth house. And so the two of them are working together on your behalf. Now, if you have to win in a court case and the sun is shining up here brightly on Algol, a well star, and Mars is your lawyer or you're going to battle, it's going to take time, maybe more time than you want for the legal details to be fulfilled. But the good news is Venus sextiling Mars with Jupiter co-present exalted is a yes. It will work out in the long term. Be patient with the slower progress and movement than you would like. All right. And you may travel under Mars here to international foreign lands, May 19th to June 29th. It would be a longer journey, like a week, 2 or 3 weeks, based on the Mars story here. But that's a possibility. That short distance and long distance travel are highlighted for you during the entire Mars stay, May 19th to June 28th. Okay, now from the 19th to 21st, the cosmic lovers are in a sextile. What if you're single? You can meet somebody in a church, a synagogue, a spiritual community, a higher level academic setting, or because you're traveling long distance or they're traveling and you bump into them because they're journeying to your country. Or you can meet somebody new through friends, social groups, and group events, or from work settings. Those are ways new love could show up in a very muddy way, earth and water for you during this window of about the 19th to the 21st of May for singletons. Alrighty. Mercury sextiles Neptune and trines Pluto. This is a very positive energy in our sky. It involves this surprising energy here. So we get to keep that surprise I told you about. We get to see the flow to Pluto. It's pretty exact on the 17th. I probably should have said it then. And it's peaking out with Neptune. What kind of dreams that you wish to achieve with chunky money, other people's money, connected to paying off debts, karmic debts or money owed to you, connected to your career or to father figures. This is a flow. This is positive, and this has some surprise elements to it. Okay, so keep that in mind with the well star sun Algol combination. You might be coming into some money. I don't know where it comes from, guys, but I'll call it the coming into money possibility is there. And again, I think about the 16th to the 21st or that time frame. You're feeling what I'm talking about. May the 21st to the 22nd, Venus squares Neptune. Well, Venus and Neptune in this combination would be disillusionment or disappointment about something that you thought was you had a dreamy vibe and you didn't have the details, even though Mercury's looking for the details. Venus is squaring Neptune from your 11th house. So what career gains or friendship circles, disillusionments are ahead? This could be a friend disappointing you. This could be a friend who kept secrets from you. This could be an elder sibling, with some disillusionment in their life. This could be some disillusionment around your social circle's career and a new love story that may have begun. And now you're like, is this real or is this like a fake story? But definitely having a sort of a crisis disillusionment could be a possibility, and a disappointment regarding one of the friendship people, one of your female friends, and likely a female. And you're going to have to come to terms with it. And maybe because Neptune rules addiction with Saturn, you're trying to contain an addiction. And this could be a disappointment with a friend. Like it's not the person for you. They urge you to take another drink when you're like sober. And there's a turning point energy around any kind of non-sober life where you're going to feel something strong here as you are disappointed by a friend or they're disappointed in your story as well. That's a possibility. Now, on the 22nd to the 23rd or so, 21st to the 23rd, Sun Uranus combination, Sun crosses into your 10th house. As the Sun crosses into your 10th house on about the 20th, what happens is there's a lot of light in your reputation and your career. Sun will be here for 30 days, May 20th to the 3rd week of June each year. And this is when you have a lot of focus on your work. And because it's also connected to the 12th house, a lot of desire to spend some time alone and maybe calibrate away from the intensity of your work. And I will say you'll have 30 days of working hard. May 20th, add 30 days. But what I think about the sun up here in this condition of hitting Uranus for the first time, really, well, maybe it happened last summer, but it's going to happen for 7 more years. It didn't happen last summer. Nope. So this is the first in a lifetime Sun Uranus conjunction in your 10th house. It's like it's a illumination of something exciting, exhilarating, breakthrough, break free, connected to career. And it could involve people, places, and things in foreign countries and lands, including maybe working for an international company or a company that has offices in foreign places. So there's like a turning point, but because it's this illumination of the sun and Uranus is the lightning god striking like tower moments from the heavens, Uranus, there's like a kind of big whoosh here. So really put this on your calendar, May 20th to 21st, right? This is an important illumination of something in your career and reputation space. You must pay attention because basically the sun, Uranus, and Mercury are at the bending of the North Node in your marriage house. So it could be a surprising and maybe positive turnaround, but something in your relationship to your clients, customers, or marriage partner, bending the nodes of fate, turning points in that relationship is what I'm trying to get at. If you have one. Ready. All right. Mercury will sextile Saturn. So Mercury sextile Jupiter earlier in the month, right? May 11th. And he's the Lord of your sign. I've told you he's up to some good for you. Now he's hooking up with Saturn. Well, Mercury is wanting to give you contracts, negotiations, agreements, success as a communicating, speaking, or writing person in your career, deal making, the art of the deal. And here he is talking to Saturn, like to make it real, to give it form and structure. There could be some real negotiations around the terms of a work situation and financial remuneration, stock investment stories connected to a job situation or retirement. Saturn falling in the 8th house, fallen is like, I want to retire. For some of you people who are in retirement age, this could be a big turning point moment of communication to the world or to people in your work environment. I'm out, I'm leaving the job, or I'm retiring. It could be leaving the job or retiring. Saturn rules your house of work. So there's a turning point moment here, and there may be announcements connected to that as well, or signing of papers as you terminate a job or career path altogether. What are you letting go of, right? South Node on your sign, right? It looks like you could be making that commitment to retire out 8th house, put to rest, put to bed, put to death, some career path and put it behind you. But that doesn't mean that there's not something new that's also starting at the same time. And then we're moving into the gnarly last week of the month. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I know I do talk a bit fast, but I'm doing my best to deliver everything you need in as short a time as I can. So let's talk about Mars square Pluto, May 23rd to 26th. For the world, yeah, big bad events happen. For you, not so much. You're like, okay, what are you going to do with this Mars in your bulldozer 9th house? Good news is Mars is at least trining you, which means that's the nature of luck, opportunity, growth, Jupiter. And so something good is trying to happen. Again, this could be lawsuits, courts. This is the lawyer working his ass off till the 28th to get you what you need, right? Plowing through the sky. And yet you got to unearth something. There's a difficult turning point. There's a decision you must make. The 6th house can be debts that are real in your life. You have to service a credit card and payment. This is the legal matters. Maybe it's restructuring legally a debt, turning a corner on a debt, flowing to you. On the other hand, this could also involve situations in the 6th house to do with pets, to do with rental property agreements, to do with your health. But I don't think it's your health because Mars is flowing to the body of Virgo and Virgo rising, right? But I don't know. You could be going through a really big legal extraction crisis, power struggle regarding work environments, pets. This could be getting a pet from abroad. You're going to order a Mexican Chihuahua and it's going to be powering your life up in the house of domestic animals, but it's going to take a long time, especially in the beginning of this energy, because we'll see the moon in Leo, which is foreign land. So I think some of you may want to procure a pet, but it may take a while. It could be, because you want to get the pet from a distant shore, right? And the other thing about rental properties, it could cause this really kind of crunchy moment here about renting your home out or a rental property you currently have, and some legal shenanigans from hidden enemies or unseen variables. Just for a short window, May the 23rd to the 26th, for example. And Mars is the ruler of your siblings' house. So I wouldn't put it past this to translate as difficult struggles and power situations of, intensity with a sibling, okay? Of any age, younger or older, over money, debts, and who owes who what. That could be one story. Okay, now the sun is trining Pluto May 23rd to the 26th. If you like this one, you'll say yes. So your career and power and wealth. So you're lifting up to some level of illuminating your career success and reputation, while you also flow to riches and power connected to work and livelihood. So some of you are maybe pulling back from something in your work, but then it feels like you come into a new sense of personal power and expression in the visible world. So you're retiring, but you can't wait to show everybody your true self, like how you're really good at like making jewelry and forget the accounting job you've had for 30 years. Or some of you are getting that new job going now because you've left something behind and you feel super empowered. You've got the big corner office, you got the more money, you got like you're surprising yourself at your success levels. Those are things that I can see here as well. May 23rd to 26th. And then May the 27th to the 29th, Venus is squaring Saturn. Money and love can feel a little contained, constricted, and challenging. But because Venus is in the 11th house and between the 27th and 29th, she's squaring Saturn, look at your friendship circles, particularly females or a sibling one older, and a feeling that there's a compression in that relationship. And Saturn is saying, well, we could be compressed about money. We could be compressed about secrets. We could be compressed about sobriety. Again, there's a lot of, if you have any kind of addiction and you're overcoming it, which happens with this combination of Saturn, Neptune, Virgos, you're at odds with some social event, social cruise. So, hey, we're all going on a binge bar hopping night. And you're like, no, I'm not drinking right now. That would be that kind of vibe. Or somebody in your colleague, coworker setting too. Sometimes the 11th house is that, and some crunchy moment in regards to that connection. All right. It's not the end of the world. It only lasts 3 days, 27, 28, 29. Money can be hard. Love can be hard on a temporary basis. Could be your partner. Venus is the exaltation lord of long-term committed love. It could be your partner's going through some crunchy times in their money story. And their also story in connection with their children, if your partner has children that aren't yours as well. All right. And finally, on May the 31st, Sagittarius, full moon, 9 degrees, right? It happens to be your 4th house of home, property, land, real estate, privacy, family of origin, and legacy wealth. This full moon is illuminating the new moon that started December 19th of 2025. What seeds were planted there? Did you change your home? Some of you might have. Did you have some kind of discussions with your parents about money, especially of father figures and mother figures, like directly up the line? Now, what happened here is the new moon was planted back on the 3rd week of December, and you got clues in the 2 weeks that follow. But now we have the fulfillment moon. Well, what I like about this full moon, let's try to draw it for you without losing your ascendant. Just trust me, it's right there, is that it is going to be operating in the private life, 4th house of your world. And the moon is your domicile. It means home. So big things are going on in your domestic life or where you live. And because the moon is going to sextile Pluto, it could be massive transformation in your home regarding matters connected to rental properties, pets, leases, and work and home related matters. Like maybe your boss says, we're going to start a new project. Everybody gets to work from home all the time. Or conversely, nobody gets to work from home. Either way, there's changes there. If you had a home office, you might be shutting it down for some reason. And I do want to say that this energy, which forms a wedge, is really beautiful. And it kind of bakes in more of this, like Mercury guiding you to this more successful career path. So I wouldn't complain about this moon at all. I like this moon. The moon is capable of rewarding you in your career gains and your reputation. The moon is capable of giving you some really, delightful results in terms of wealth and power connected to work and service. And the moon is just anchoring a lot of focus from and in the home. Would you move under this moon? I can hear people ask me the question. I don't think so, because Saturn, the god of stability, is trining the moon, but it could also mean that money is coming to you, materia, resources, matter, mother, moon, connected to a father figure because the sun is up here, right? And this could be, again, for some of you about legacy wealth, or there's a possibility your significant other is receiving money from their family of origin. And that is also positively influencing your home life, where maybe you're going to make your home richer, maybe you're going to buy golden goblets in your home. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you want to check me out on Substack, I write free weekly delivered to your inbox newsletter coming out every weekend about world astrology, and I write in depth and freely. If you want to join me on Patreon, I have 3 tiers, and you get a monthly course from me at the $20 tier, and you get everything I put on YouTube, early access, ad free at the lowest tier, right? So come join me on Patreon. And then if you want to join me in my members only community here, I put occasional live streams out. You get early access to an extended versions to other stuff that I put out. And you also can get here like teaching content that only goes on Patreon. So it's a little bit like, instead of Patreon, you can do a click with YouTube, and you can unsubscribe at any time. So I'm trying to refine the tiers here on my members only to give you guys more, not less, but I have to figure out what's balanced in my own life. But if you're on one of my members only here on my YouTube channel, thank you for joining that as well. I'll see you guys soon on the next video series. I might be doing my mid-month rollout. I don't know if I introduced that to you, but there's a couple of new things in my hopper for my channel. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye, guys. Recording this for you on April the 16th. Well, astrology is the map. It is the terrain of time. And in our course, the Divine Timing Masterclass, we're going to be learning about 5 very powerful precision tools in astrology to time your best life. But here is the thing. This is a course that takes ancient timing tools and Time Lord tools, and yes, helps you navigate reality with greater ease and flow and even luck, because you know how to work with it. But it is not the only part that astrology offers you. It's not only a prediction map of time. Once you start going down the astrology rabbit hole, you, like me, begin to wonder about fate and free will, like who's in charge here? Because you're going to see the arc of destiny, and you're going to notice, if you use these timing tools, not only how to look forward, but how to look backwards. And one of the most surprising parts of this is that when we turn around and look backwards using astrology, we see pattern recognition and cycle repetition. So in my Divine Timing Masterclass, I've chosen 5 tools that I think I can teach intermediate to advanced beginner students. And I have taught this class before in 2022 and 2021, but not all of these tools. I taught 4 of these tools, I believe. So in our class, if you want to join me in the Divine Timing Masterclass for 5 consecutive weekends in the month of May on Saturdays, I'd love to have you there. There's a little checklist on my website that's going to ask you whether or not you think you're ready for this class, because you don't want to take this class if you've never before learned the meaning of the planets, the meanings of the houses, how to recognize the astrology glyphs. If you don't know the rudimentary language of astrology, this course will not be for you.
Lunatic astrology.